Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we have racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in just the Cup Series 2 episodes in a row, with only Cup Series racing coming your way here at this short track here, as we always come to Bristol expecting to compete for wins, and we're in a car that's very, very close to being, back to the top-notch car we're used to driving back at Gordon Hendrick Motorsports, so there is no reason we can't fight for a race victory tonight and potentially get our first win on the season here in Bristol at a track we've had so much success at in the past, and it starts with a good qualifying effort of 5th place. We qualify the best we've qualified all season long here coming into the Bristol night race, so already a really good opportunity setting us up here in stage 1. Now unfortunately Joey Logano starts directly behind us for the start, so that's definitely going to be a potential predicament here. As you see at the very back of the grid, you got Timmy Hill here in Bristol. Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway. As you see, it looks absolutely atrocious in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The grandstands are pretty much flat. I don't know how to describe this one. Capacity of 153,000 people here, by the way, as we're ready to go, as the sun is setting at the Bristol night race here, as we start from P5.
Okay, Gary, you know what to do here. Get it done.
I don't see why we can't win tonight, boys. We have a car that's really fast. Let's have a good one. There you hear myself on the radio to our crew chief of Lantion getting ready to go green here in the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now in the last episode we had the Coca-Cola 600 where we had a decent effort there in Charlotte, where we saw Chase Elliott get his first win of the season in that McLaren team. So we'll see if we can potentially back that up here tonight. Now as Christopher Bella, our teammate, failed technical inspection and Bubba Wallace crashed during qualifying, so those two drivers start at the back of the grid here. Now as we get ready to go green here from Bristol Motor Speedway, starting from P5, the best qualifying effort we've had with this Roush LeBron Racing team, as a green flag is out when you're underway. That's what is arguably our most successful track in our NASCAR Heat career mode, not just NASCAR Heat 5. Now immediately though, Joey Logano right to my back bumper through turns 1, out of turns 2, down this back straightaway, so I knew it was going to be an issue dealing with him on this opening lap. Into the back of us again through turn 3. He's already done damage to our back bumper, slams us on the exit of turn 4, nearly wrecks himself, and immediately we have back end damage, and that's not good for Bristol because I set the car up to already be a little bit more on the free side, but now it's already feeling loose because of the damage he's done to the back bumper. When you get damage on your back bumper, the car frees up. So this was going to be an issue for all of stage 1 at least, and potentially even stage 2 if nobody decides to come into the pit lane at the end of the first stages. We're side by side with Ross Chastain. Now Chastain has had some solid speed for Trackhouse, but he hasn't had the luck. He's had a lot of DNFs this season, so that's been unfortunate for him now as he tries to, of course, make the playoffs. Now to lap 5 of this first and opening stage, Logano up my inside on the exit of turn 2. A little bit of contact with him as we go down the back straightaway. He slams us in the door. He goes sideways into the corner. He slams us again into turn 3. Now a bunch of just physicality going on right now between myself and Joey Logano. I decided, just get out of the way, Joey. I decided to move him and move on with my night here in Bristol.
We have a lot more to lose than he does. Just keep your cool, man.
Trying to keep our cool, like Lantion mentioned right there, but we come straight through to lap 12 where the first caution of the day would actually come out here. Now as Logano is still in 5th place. We're in P4, nobody coming into the pit lane, so we will restart on row number 2. So I could definitely feel the car, getting freer and freer and freer as the laps are going on, and we weren't even halfway through stage 1, and we're likely going to have to deal with this all the way to the end of stage 2 as we are back underway, halfway already through stage 1, which of course stage 1 pretty short here in Bristol. 30 laps takes no time at all there, as that was not the restart we were looking for, because now we end up behind our rival of Joey Logano. So there you see we got Chastain up our inside as well, Lewis Hamilton behind us, and I always mention that Lewis Hamilton never seems to run as strong at the short tracks, so I was not surprised to see him running outside of the top 5 here tonight so far in the first 17 laps of this race. Up front, it's Josh Berry going to the lead here over Chase Elliott on the exit of turn 4 as he tries to pick up another potential playoff point, but Logano moving through quickly. He's going to get up into 2nd place, passing Elliott as well, and now he's going to have an opportunity to maybe go lead this race, and that's exactly what would happen. Logano would take the lead and drive away, and that was concerning, obviously, seeing your rival being potentially the fastest car on track, knowing that if I want to be able to win this race, we're going to have to outrace him. So we were side by side with Elliott for a brief moment, but then I end up following him through to the inside of the number 98 of Josh Berry. Nearly got into the quarter panel there and turned the 98 of Berry there for that Trackhouse Racing team, but we get alongside him through turn 3, and on the exit of turn 4, nearly clear, but not quite clear as we go down into the next corner, though we would be able to complete the pass on the 98 car. So Up to the third position now is actually a crash there for Eric Jones on the exit of, I believe that's what, turn 2, if I'm not mistaken, or in turn 1-2 area. And now the caution comes out. He goes around again, and he is going to DNF again. He's had a rough stretch of races lately after his Southern 500 victory there in Darlington. So we would be set up here for a late stage 1 restart behind Logano, as well as Chase Elliott. It's just 5 laps to go, and it was actually a very, very slow launch there for that number 22 of Joey Logano. So I just settle in behind him. Obviously, there's no point in trying to force it 3 wide, especially at Bristol on a restart. So now as we go down into the corner, though, we easily are going to be able to get clear of Josh Berry. But then we're up the inside of the 9 to Chase Elliott. Couldn't quite get that momentum rolling there. So I just had to check up, get in behind him. And now it's come through to the final 2 laps of stage 1. Logano once again starting to run away. Myself and Elliott had run away from 4th place on back, who had absolutely nothing for us at this point. A lap and a half to go in stage 1 to the outside of the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet Camaro now, as Logano obviously in a position where he might need to win to make the playoffs as well. So got to be thinking different about how we're racing him, even though he is our rival now, as we come through out of turns 2 down this back straightaway. Half a lap to go in stage 1. I'm going to send it up the outside here of Elliott, but it's not going to be enough on the exit of turn 4. We do have a run, but not enough. Logano wins stage 1 as he really started to fall off right in those last couple laps, and Elliott gets second, myself third. Zayden Smith won an impressive 4th place for Richard Childress Racing. Derek Krause, the top driver for 2311, and we do have some drivers electing to pit, including Josh Berry, Lewis Hamilton, Tyler Reddick, our teammate Christian Eckes, Kyle Larson as well, but we are going to elect to stay out, obviously, at this point. Still, when we haven't won a race, stage points very, very important, so we got to make sure we try and get those in stage 2 instead of go to the back of the grid. So there you see, though, Joey Logano wins stage 1 in Bristol. Ready to go green here in stage 2. Joey Logano had a very, very fast last half of stage 1, and here he is out front for the beginning of stage 2 as we are ready to go green from the second row on the inside. P3 is it's a green flag racing here in Bristol, and it's time to get amped. You saw it all in amped right there. We went from P3 all the way to P3 here in the first few laps of this amp segment. Could have definitely done more for amped at Bristol there. I keep forgetting about how short the laps are, but I'll keep that in mind for NASCAR 21 Ignition career mode. But Elliott had taken the lead there during the amp segment and had driven away, and I was really struggling here. Passing this 22 of Joey Logano. His teammate Ryan Preece would actually be able to pass myself, would be able to pass Logano. Logano got into the wall after we made some contact right there as we go down into turns 3, and I was really, like I said, struggling to find an opportunity to get around this 22 car now as he was defending well, and my car was just so loose from the damage he did to my back bumper earlier in the race that I was having a tough time being able to have the confidence to make an aggressive move, get down on the throttle a little bit earlier than I can, or I should say now, as Kyle Busch would get up my inside here on lap 10, and now we drop down to 5th place. Not really concerned because I knew how bad the car was driving, and we're still a top 5 car, so I'm confident we can still win this race here in Bristol Motor Speedway. We just got to get to the end of stage 2, get some repairs on the car, and we'll be in good shape. So we finally had an opportunity to make a pass on the 22 of Joey Logano, and sure enough on lap 13, side by side with him, a little bit of contact there between my right rear and his left front. He goes sideways into turn 3, but he saves it no problem, and we get clear of that Pennzoil Ford Mustang there, but we're sideways on the exit of the corner. I pull over immediately because I saw that 22 coming, but fortunately we would get away from Joey Logano, and now we started to build that confidence back up. Chase Elliott already dealing with lap traffic on lap 15, and now here I am in a side-by-side battle with Kyle Busch in his final ever race at Bristol Motor Speedway, a track as well where Kyle Busch has had tremendous success at in the past in his NASCAR Cup Series career here now. But we would, sure enough, be able to just about complete the pass on him. He would fight back on the exit of turn 4, and then we finally, though, get clear of Kyle Busch. So then we would run down 2 lap cars ourselves that were side by side. You got the 33 of Cindric, you had the 47 of Bradinger. I decided to go 3 wide around the outside there, and now here we are able to clear the number 2 of Ryan Preece. So up into the runner-up position here in second place behind Chase Elliott. So now the question is, can we run down Chase Elliott in 10 laps? He's dealing with lap traffic, but he was actually consistently working his way through them with no problem. So that was obviously, minimizing the opportunity for us. Now, as I did pick up some right side damage on the car, I clipped the wall a few laps later. Then we actually spin the car out on the exited turn, so a big shunt from myself, an embarrassing moment, and we just wrecked ourselves here in Bristol. I am so stupid. I am so sorry. We might have just taken our chance to win tonight away all by ourselves with that embarrassing moment right now, as we're going to have to come into the pit lane, do repairs to the car, 14 seconds of repairs, and we're going to have, I think, like a 1 or 2 lap dash until the end of stage 2. So I do make some adjustments, actually tighten up the car just a little bit, and of course 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel, and repairs. So we end up all the way down in 19th place, but you see Chase Elliott is only a row in front of us. So some drivers stayed out because of them pitting on the previous caution, and some drivers decided to not take 4 tires or fill their cars up with fuel. So it was all of a sudden, we're right on the back of the 9 of Chase Elliott, and it's not completely over for us yet. We know Elliott has potentially the fastest car here tonight, so if we can keep him, within fighting distance here in the closing laps, and then the opening starting laps there of stage 3, we'll be in good shape. As I got into the back of him there, he's sideways on the exit of turn 4. I wasn't expecting his checkup into turn 3. So now on the final lap, though, of stage 2, just trying to bring it home in one piece at this point, just to set us up well for the start of stage 3. Now side by side with Gibbs into turn 3. Busher gets down in front of us in the Red Bull. He's been kind of quiet tonight, but now he's making some scenes here. 3 wide with Elliott coming to the line. We come through for a 16th place. Josh Berry wins stage 2, his first stage win of his Cup Series career. He has 2 wins in his career this season, but only 2 stage wins. Lewis Hamilton up there in second place. He was 10th in the first and opening stage there. As you see the rest of the order, but you see that pretty much everybody that stayed out has to come into the pit lane. So we're going to be moving up back towards the front of the grid here for the start of this third and final stage at Bristol Motor Speedway. Under the lights as Josh Berry and Trackhouse Racing win stage 2. The sun has fully set here as we are ready for the final stage in Bristol Motor Speedway. Now we gained 7 spots due to those cars coming into the pit lane. So now here we are in the 9th position, back underway for the start of stage 3 alongside Chase Elliott here. I mean, it's very important if we can find a way to get in front of that 9 of Chase Elliott, because I really feel like we're racing him for the win. We're not racing any single car that's in the top 7, because we should be able to pass him now. As you can see, it's not really a lot of good cars other than the 2 of Preece, of course, is fast, and the 17 of Christopher Bell, our teammate, has got some speed here and there, and I can confirm that there might be some potential upgrades for this whole Roush LeBron racing team on the way in the next episode of Indianapolis, so stay tuned for that. Indianapolis, in general, the Brickyard 400, a big race for us. That's the track that we got our first ever Cup Series win in our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode at, so hopefully we can, in our final season of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode, pick up a win there as well. In the outside wall on the exit of turn 2, trying to pass the 41 of John Hunter Nemechek, and then we made some contact as he goes sideways into turn 3, and now we're losing ground. We've gotten passed by the 18 of Kyle Busch, by the 16 of Kaz Gralla, and you can see Zane Smith out in front now, just able to pull away due to the 9 being stuck, but Chase Elliott would quickly move up into second place, and now the hunt was on as he would probably be able to easily run down the 8 of Zane Smith as I go up the inside of my teammate here of Christopher Bell. Him, as well as our other teammate of Tyler Reddick, both trying to claw their way into the playoffs. They're both approximately 30 to 40 points below the cut line here in the closing races of this regular season, so they still have quite a bit of work to do. Now, as we come through to lap 72, I'm moving my way throughout the field just like Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, but just not as quickly. You can see Kyle Busch manages to pass Chase Elliott, so he's on provisional P1, you could kind of argue at this point. Elliott decided, you know what, I feel like throwing this race away potentially. He jumps up to the top, and I don't know why, but he decided to stay up there. And he would make some moves to the inside when he was trying to pass people, but as soon as he would get past someone, he would decide he was going to jump back up to the top again. Kyle Busch, by the time we come through to lap 80, had taken the lead, but now as we were as well coming to 45 laps to go, lap traffic was starting to play a role in this race now, as both myself and Chase Elliott are both embracing this lap traffic because we know that's going to help us close in on Kyle Busch, and Busch still had quite the clear track at this point, so we knew it was going to be a little bit of time here until we were going to be able to run him down. Now to lap 87 though, he is engulfed in lap traffic here and there. He's getting some open opportunities, a little bit of breaks from the AI, but right now he was stuck behind the 24 William Byron. The hunt is on. We know our strong suit at Bristol Motor Speedway is lap traffic, and here we are closing in on Kyle Busch, now attacking the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Now this is going to be perfect for us here to try and get our first win tonight for this Roush LeBron Racing team. We just got to find a way past that 9 car first of all. It doesn't help when we're side by side here with lap cars, passing Zane Smith actually there for P3. I completely forgot about him now, as Kyle Busch has an opportunity to get away for the time being, but he's still of course going to run into that next group of lap traffic, and by the time we get clear of this group, we are going to be able to haul the mail to that 18 of Kyle Busch. So I am pretty confident at this point now as we come through out of turn 4, right on the back of that number 1 of Gregson, actually getting to the back of him. He goes sideways into turns when he hits us in the side, and we go into the pit lane. A big mistake from myself for the second time today. I caused every little bit of that. We had to do this drive-through penalty basically. We go 1 lap down, and now here we are in 27th place. I cannot believe this. You guys should fire me with all these stupid mistakes I'm making. 2 big crucial mistakes, and arguably our best track and our best opportunity to get to victory lane for the first time this season in this Roush LeBron Racing team. And as well, with 33 laps to go in this race, there's not a single car on the track that can make it to the end on fuel. So we do have to come into the pit lane again, by the way, but we were, like I said, hauling the mail at this point. We had run down Chase Elliott here, and I was just hoping that before a caution comes out or something that I could unlap myself from Kyle Busch, and then of course have an opportunity somehow, if we get really lucky, to fight our way back into the mix. So now up the inside of the 9 of Elliott, he's stuck behind the 23, the 17 of Bell, who's down in 25th place now, and then you got the 40 of Timmy Hill in the way. So we pass Elliott, obviously not for track position anymore. And then we were quickly running down Kyle Busch. All of these cars I'm around right now are all fighting for the lucky dog, so I'm just trying to get ahead of them and then focus on passing that 18 just so I can be on the lead lap now. Up the inside, 3 wide actually in the middle here. Gutierrez on my right, Gilliland on my inside, who was of course robbed of victory in the Coca-Cola 600 as he had a shot to finally go to victory lane in our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. To the outside of Larson, we'll get past him, and then we run down the number 18 of Kyle Busch. We got no time to waste. There's less than 20 laps to go. Obviously, if it stays green, there's no chance we win here today. Now Kyle would leave the door open, actually get into the quarter panel of his now, not on purpose there, but fortunately it did not affect him whatsoever. So we unlap ourselves here in Bristol with 17 laps remaining, but we're going to need a lot of luck to rebound. We can still get a top 10 out of it, but obviously that's nothing compared to the race win we had potentially lining up for ourselves with all that lap traffic there. I nearly wrecked myself again on the exit of turn 4 with 9 laps to go. A big mistake again there, as now we were getting ready for pit stops. I only had 4 laps of fuel in the car at this point. Now I was trying to, of course, wait quite long because I didn't want to pit too early and then a caution come out, but as soon as the fuel light came on lap 119, I bring it into the pits. So I'm hoping we can leapfrog some drivers here. It's only a fuel-only pit stop, 3.2 seconds of time in our pit box. So we're going to come back out here in P25 for the time being. I just about had an accident right there with the 24 of William Byron there for the Gordon Hendrick Motorsports team, not the Going Racing team now, as that got shut down completely in the Cup Series after last season. So here we were just trying to hang on at this point now as we come through to the final 5 laps, coming to 4 to go. Christian Eckes was out in front. I was wondering if he had enough fuel to maybe stretch it to get his first win of the season. The defending Cup Series champion still has yet to get to victory lane. I think there's only 3 champions currently from our career mode that have won championships during our career mode that are in the field this season. Kyle Busch, myself, Eckes. What do they all have in common? None of us have won this season yet. Now, as Kyle Busch comes out in front of me, you can see we're racing for position with Kyle Busch. I'm in 10th place. He has had something go wrong, and Chase Elliott, instead, coming to the final few laps, is going to be able to take the lead, I'm assuming, because he was in 2nd place. So I didn't see him around, so I'm guessing here, coming to the final lap in Bristol Motor Speedway, sure enough, it is going to be Chase Elliott leading the way. He won his first race of the season last episode at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Coca-Cola 600. White flag in the air for us. Chase Elliott leads the way through turn 3 into turn 4, and he's going to go back-to-back second win on the season for the regular season points leader of Chase Elliott as we come through turn 3 and 4. What could have been if I didn't make so many mistakes here tonight in Bristol? We come through to cross the line for a 9th place finish. So, 6th place finish. There was so much chaos going on at the end with the pit cycle that we actually got up to 6th place, not 9th. So, unbelievable just last few laps. I don't think we've ever had green flag pit stops in Bristol ever, so that was a completely new concept for me, to be honest, but fortunately we didn't speed or anything. Obviously we had I guess you could say kind of had experience going down the pit lane earlier in this race. So what an unfortunate race for us, though. At the end of the day, our team has really become an improvement, because 6th place is a huge disappointment to us. So, obviously, in the next episode, we are going to Indianapolis, where we do have some other series back as well. We got the Xfinity Series, and now we just got race 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. 7 races left in the regular season, and then, of course, the final 10 races for the playoffs. So 17 races remain on the season. It is currently October 7th when this episode goes out. So we should be finishing this series just in time for NASCAR 21 Ignition. But as always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'd like to thank the members of MJ, Joseph 9001, Timothy Arline, Hayes Gaming, Brett Durward, Dark Gengar Gaming, AJ Vasura, Russell Dixon, Kenneth Barnett, Dana 9302, Speed Demon 341, Ellis Summary, as well as Jay Fitz. I appreciate you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.